creepy oil rigs, drowning corridors and mysterious whispers on the comms. Sounds great, right? But does Siren's Rest live up to the mood of the original game, or does it fall flat? Stick around and let's find out. Because I've been diving into this new DLC for Still Wakes the Deep. So let's see if this game is worth your time and your money. And first off, I would like to talk about the atmosphere, because that's where this DLC really shines. While playing this game, I was really impressed how oppressive and lonely it felt. You're constantly underwater on a sunken oil rig, and it's 10 years after the original game's disaster, and the whole thing just drips with dread. The claustrophobia, it hit me right away. You have those tight corridors filled with debris, and the whole place is rusted and filled with decay, and all that makes you feel like you shouldn't touch anything. It's like walking through a metal corpse, and all this is enhanced by the sound design. It's constantly creaking, there are metallic groans and there are muffled currents. And the good thing about this game is there isn't any music half of the time. It's just that heavy silence, and that for me added to the claustrophobic feeling. And visually, they nailed it. The base game looked really great and this DLC isn't any different. And now let's talk about the most important part in this game, that's the story. In a nutshell, you play as Myra, who's part of a dive team investigating the wreck of Myra the oil rig. It is all set a decade later and the idea is simple. Take some photos, document the site and get out. But of course, that's now how it goes. Soon enough you hear strange things on the radio, glitchy voices, whispers and maybe even echoes from the past. So the whole story has a psychological twist to it. And because it never really tells outright what's happening, it really works in its favor. And because this game is so much story driven, there isn't that much action going on. It's mostly exploration based. In that sense, it reminded me quite a lot to the base game, but it has some new stuff. You have a camera which you are supposed to use to document all the things that went down. And the most interesting tool, and the one you'll be using most of the time, is the cutting torch. Again, this is nothing mind-blowing. In all honesty, it looked a bit simple, but it does introduce just enough variety to make the game feel more active. Another thing that's really interesting about this gameplay is that it's set most of the time underwater, so it's slow, careful and uncomfortable. You don't just walk, you float, you squeeze, and it all feels awkward. So that's a really cool feeling to experience. And then we come to my personal favorite part, and that's the voice acting. Myra's performance is excellent, low-key, and the best of all, it comes with a Scottish accent. She sounds like someone holding it together just enough to finish the job, but not much more than that. And then there are those brief radio exchanges early on that start off professional, but slowly become unnerving. So if you're looking for something different than the traditional American accents, then you will love this.
Oh God. Oh no, I see what happened.
That boy?
Yeah. One of the brothers got trapped down here. The other tried and failed to get him out. Christ, Rob, he tried to get out, he really tried.
Up till now, we've been talking about the positive stuff going on in this game. But is this game perfect? No, far from it. So let's talk about the downside. And the main thing that stands out to me is that the game is way too short. It's about 90 minutes if you're not rushing it. That's fine if you treat it like a horror short story, but if you're looking for more of the original scale, you might feel underwhelmed. And the fact that there's a lot of repetition in the environments and in the gameplay doesn't help either. A lot of the corridors, they look the same, and a lot of the things you have to do in the game also are the same. And having said this, that really begs the question, is this game worth your time and your money? Well, time you won't spend that much, but is it worth your hard-earned bucks? So here are my thoughts about this game. If you enjoy the original Stairways to Deep, or if you're into immersive slow burn horror experiences, then yeah, Siren's Rest is absolutely worth the buy. But be aware of what you're getting. It's a short story and it's focused on atmosphere over action. For me personally, it worked. Maybe it's a bit boring, but I was in a forgiving mood because I really liked the original game. And I guess that's the question you should be asking yourself. Did you enjoy the original game? And do you want something more of the same? Then yeah, go for it. And sure, the game adds another twist to it because it's set 10 years after the original one. But if you're really looking for something new and something refreshing, then probably this game won't offer you that. Well, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. And if you played Siren's Rest, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this game. Did it hit the same as the base game? Or did it leave you wanting more? And if you like this game, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you the next time.